everybody to bear with me too. I've been watching a lot of other sports to try to work on like home announcing. So like you might get some basketball in here because that's really all I know besides roller derby. So good luck to everybody. We're going to try to do some like call and response. So like make sure you turn your ears on and listen for me. And same thing with Naptown. Even though they're visiting, we got to hype everybody up, right? Love it. Love it. All right, real quick, just some house rules before we get started. Everyone is more than welcome to set up their chairs along the track. No one under 18 may be sitting on the floor near the track, and if you are sitting near the floor by the track, please do not go over that yellow caution line that is right there. That is what we love to call the splash zone. You will find out why very shortly if you've never been here before. If you are under 18, please make your way back up into the bleachers just because it's a lot safer for you there. We're not responsible for any injuries that may occur in the splash zone. If you have an animal, make sure they are properly restrained, make sure your drinks are kept behind you, etc., etc. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask anybody. Just also another reminder, this is an all-inclusive venue, so you will see skaters that have many different pronouns that are on their jerseys, or you may hear me using different pronouns for skaters. I didn't stutter. I meant that because pronouns are important and we are all inclusive here. And so we are all one big old family. Okay? Cool. I love it. So everybody know the rules? Yes? Cool. Love it. Let's get this party started. Refs, are you ready? Skaters, are you ready? Then let's do this. All right, first up we have Naptown Roller Derby warning bells. All right. Up first we have number 104, Garbage Witch. 135, Pyro Shanik? Chanel? Shaniac. Thank you. I will need that. Up next, 1537, Pedro Smashgal. Number 187, Whimsical. 283, BMO You Down. Okay. Number 50, Shades of Cray. 511, Dorky. 517, Lipstick Riot. 57, Robin Daggers. 73, Scratcher in the Eye. 789, Hell No, Kitty. 93, Penelope Bruise. Penelope. 97, Raleigh Go Fighty. And 85, Amelia Be Kill Ya. On the coach for Naptown Morning Bells, we have Huntress and Ricky Bobby. And give it up for your Indiana Fort Wayne Naptown Roller Derby Morning Bells. I keep saying Fort Wayne, it's Indianapolis. Okay. All right, and now for your home team, if you want to slap hands at the skaters, you can take a note from all of these skaters standing up. Come on and cheer on your home team, your Ann Arbor Roller Derby local team. Number 108, Mad Knox. 1202, Patsy Crime. 2013, Buffy the Slampire Skater. 213, Grand Phoenix. Number 33, Crown Vic. 427, Shelby Cobra. 480, no laws. Number 50, Hot Mess Express. Your captain for tonight, number 54, Riff Raff. 612, generic equivalent. Number 66, Crush. 702, Nebula. Number 8, Harley Spin. 911, Hazardous Waste. And number 95, Evelyn. Your coaches for Ann Arbor Roller Derby local team this evening are Hammer, Seam Ripper, Snow Mercy, Warm Regards, and Wilkie Coffins. That is your Ann Arbor Roller Derby local team. All right, and now for not last, but definitely some of the most important people here, we are going to give it up for the officials. Our skating officials for our first game is going to be Biz, Busta, Folly, Geoknitter, Ope, Ringmaster, Tall Order. Our NSOs are Boss Kitty, Betty, Bifrost, Big Tails, Concerto, D's, Ace Benedict, Feline Assault, Luscious, McKenna, Nova, and Tornado Alley. Ooh, my mic got louder. Yes, give it up for the officials again, because without them, there would be no roller derby, because the officials are all volunteers. So thank you, refs and officials. Also, super fun, we have shout outs this evening. So if you want to shout out to your favorite skater, maybe another fan, maybe a ref or an NSO, please go to the Ann Arbor merch booth and we will read your shout out. Our first shout out of the evening is Shelby Cobra, ready to, Strike? Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm barely awake right now. I appreciate you. All right, and the first whistle is blown. Your jammer for Fort Wayne is 283. That is beaming you down. Your lead jammer, however, is going to be your captain, Riff Raff, and they are hot on Indiana's tail. Riff Raff is the lead jammer, so for those of you that are new, your lead jammer is the only one that is able to score points. Big hit to the inside by Ann Arbor's Grim Phoenix, taking the Naptown jammer out. Riff Raff is through and has picked up 4 points. Naptown's jammer is still in the middle. We have our first penalty this evening. Yes, roller derby does have penalties. All right, and Indiana's jammer is out with a hard-fought 4 points picked up. And with a tap to the hips, Riff Raff will call off the jam. That is 8 points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby and 4 for Naptown Roller Derby. There's an official timeout being called. So yes, there are timeouts. For those of you that are new in roller derby, each team has 2 timeouts? Yes, 2, and an official review where they get to approach the middle, approach the bench, if you will, and they get to ask the officials, why did you make that call? Or why didn't this call get made? Just for those of you that are new here, a brief rundown of penalties that may happen are high block, forearm, multiplayer block. That just means that you cannot hold on to somebody while you're trying to do something or someone's trying to get through. There's also low blocks, no tripping, or if you fall, you got to kind of fall small so you don't take anybody else out. And also track cutting, so you cannot cut the track. For jammers and other players, there is an opportunity to say, my bad, I'm going to go back and do that again. But it's very important to watch out With that whistle, we are back on. Oh, JK, LOL. We are back on another official timeout. Just be patient. This happens as we are getting going, just because it's the first 5 minutes. Again, shout outs are optional today. It is $1 for a shout out. Do you see this person that is walking around in the blue shirt that says, "Ask me about roller derby"? They also have a sign for shout outs. If you would like to shout out your favorite player, favorite referee, NSO, or anyone here, it is $1. Head over to the Ann Arbor merch booth and they will be happy to bring me your shout out. Please make sure it is legible because I am struggling today to read properly. Up jamming for Naptown, it's number 73, Scratcher in the Eye, and for Ann Arbor, it's 702, Nebula. Scratcher in the Eye taking the outside and is your lead jammer for Naptown, your Naptown's first lead jammer of this evening. Nebula is still trying to get through the line of blockers. It looks like we're down a blocker from Ann Arbor. Big hit to the outside, but Scratcher in the Eye is up. Whistle is called, and that is going to be a cut track call. And so your lead jammer is off to the box, and Nebula is now the only jammer on the track. Nebula from Ann Arbor is through on their initial pass. A big hit on the inside, but that did not stop them from picking up 4 points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. When that Naptown jammer got their penalty, that eliminated the lead jammer status. So now we will go until the natural conclusion. Nebula takes that hit in stride, picks up another 4 points for Ann Arbor. Naptown working hard to slow down Nebula as they work their way through. A little bit of a pileup on the outside. That pivot head into the box, and Scratcher in the Eye is able to pop right through and pick up 4 points for Naptown. There are 30 seconds left in this jam, so let's see what these jammers and blockers are able to do. Scratcher in the Eye coming up to a 3-wall and faking to the out and to the in, picking up an additional 4 points for Naptown. Nebula coming up, taking the outside, accelerating, picking up another 4 points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. 8 seconds left in the jam. A whistle is blown. Someone has got a direction of gameplay, so yes. And that jam will come to its natural conclusion. Nebula sneaking through and picking up another 4 points for Ann Arbor. That so far is our highest scoring jam of the game. Nebula with 20 points on the board for Ann Arbor Roller Derby local team. Our current score is 28 Ann Arbor, 12 Naptown Roller Derby. We're going to have another official timeout, and with that, I'm going to have a second to tell you about who's here for us tonight. So outside, we have the Top Dog food truck. I smelled some delicious food as we were coming in, so make sure you head out and support them. We also have Patine, who is a woman who enjoys artistic skating along with their daughter and has made some beautiful sun catchers, pins, as well as roller derby stickers because they do love to support roller derby. There's also the Ann Arbor merch booth and the Naptown roller derby merch booth. Even if Naptown isn't your home team, it's super fun to collect things from other teams just to remember who you saw and where they were from. With that whistle, we're getting started again. Number 187, Whimsical from Naptown, and that is 2013 Buffy the Slampire skater from Ann Arbor Roller Derby. We've got 1 blocker in the box for Naptown. Both jammers trying to get on the outside line. We're adjusting 187 up front with number 8 from Ann Arbor. The fight, a little tumble, and out in front is Whimsical for Naptown. It is their first lead jammer this evening. Buffy is hot on their heels as they come up to approach the pack. A spin to the outside, spin to the in. A whistle is going to be blown. Let's see what happens. With a tap to the hips, Whimsical will call it off. This next jam will start on what we like to call a power jam. Unfortunately, Ann Arbor's jammer was sent to the box right before that jam was called off for a low block. And so Naptown is going to send number 238. That is BMO down. 283, my bad. BMO. With the whistle blow, BMO is out in there working to the left, to the right, to the end, and is your lead jammer. So a power jam will last the entire 30 seconds. That is how long penalties are, 30 seconds. BMO is now your lead jammer and is a lap ahead of the opposing jammer. A little tumble to the outside. BMO is going to go to the in. Ann Arbor jammer is approaching the back of the pack and attacks, skates by on the out, and is able to get through. Buffy may not be your lead jammer, but they are now eligible to score points. But BMO is going to shut it down, picking up 2 points for Naptown roller derby. That's excellent defense on Ann Arbor's part, holding down the fort. Remember, if you're new and you have questions, please ask the people around you, or you can come see me, or there is somebody walking around that has a sign. There are also plenty of Ann Arbor skaters who would love to answer your questions about roller derby. Do not be shy. Roller derby is complicated. No shame. On the track for Naptown, it's 73, scratcher in the eye. And for Ann Arbor, it is Riff Raff, but it is scratcher in the eye. That is your lead jammer for Naptown. But Riff Raff is out and giving chase and is gaining on them. Woo! That was stunning. A cute little apex jump to the inside will get 4 points picked up for Naptown in that. Our current score is 28-21. Remember, in roller derby, we cheer for everything cool. If anybody asks me who my favorite team is, I say whoever is doing the most cool stuff, because I like seeing cool things. I'm not biased at all. On the jam line for Ann Arbor, we have 702, that is Nebula, and 187, that is Whimsical. For Naptown, Nebula out and is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor roller derby. Harley's spin is really holding down that inside line and making it difficult for that jammer to get out. A little tumble with their own skater, but Nebula is back up and Whimsical is out. They are not your lead jammer, but they are now eligible to score points. Nebula is in the pack, pushing, trying to get through. A penalty will be called, but Nebula will tap the hips and call out the jam, picking up 3 points for Ann Arbor roller derby. There are 21 minutes left in this half. Is everybody having fun? Good, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Even if you have no idea what's happening, you're having fun. That's awesome. With a little pause, JK, your lead jammer for Naptown is 283. BMO, you down, and they are back up for their scoring pass. Buffy the Slampire skater is still stuck in the pack, trying to work their way through the Naptown skaters. BMO is going to take the in, fall to the inside, and Slayer is out. And BMO had to get reset by Crush being taken back so they didn't get a track cut penalty. There's a lot going on, but that's okay. BMO says, we gonna run this thing. Just kidding, they're gonna call it off. They picked up 4 points, where Buffy the Slampire Skater picked up 2 for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. He's asleep. I love him. We love to see camaraderie on the track. A little fist bump from our jammers over here. That's number 73, Scratcher in the Eye, and number 33, Crown Vic. This is their first time on the jam line for Ann Arbor. Crown Vic pushing up the middle to the end. It is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor, but Scratcher in the Eye is out and giving chase. Crown Vic makes a smart move and calls it off and keeping that other jammer from scoring any points. Sometimes a 0-0 jam is better than anyone scoring points on the other person. It's all strategic. Up next on the jam line, we have 187 Whimsical and 8-54 Riff Raff for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Ooh, that was a cute little spin to the inside, Whimsical. Good save, good reset, and they are back in. Riff Raff stuck in the back behind 2 Naptown skaters. A beautiful line of offense paid by Ann Arbor, and Riff Raff surges through and is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Whimsical is through, now your lead jammer eligible to score points. Riff Raff is up, getting 1. Ooh, a big bump from that pivot. 2, 3, maybe 4. Calling off that jam. 4 points picked up for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Thank you. Much appreciated. Whistle blows. That is Hell No Kitty skating for Naptown. But Nebula is going to be your lead jammer for Ann Arbor. They are out and eligible to score points. Nebula, or sorry, not Nebula. Hell No Kitty is stuck. They are going to take off the helmet cover and do what is called a star pass. So in roller derby, if you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, the jammer has the ability to take off the helmet cover and pass it to the person with the stripe on their head, which is known as a pivot. And they say, you can do this. I don't want to do this no more. Nebula working the outside, cutting to the end, working to fight their way through 97. That is Rally Go Fighty. But they are through and pick up 4 points for Ann Arbor. Nebula coming to a dead stop behind the Naptown skaters. A whistle is going to be blown. It's going to be for direction of gameplay. You need to keep your skates moving in a forward motion when you're blocking somebody. A dead stop is awesome, but you got to keep it rolling. A Naptown blocker is going to go to the box, and Nebula is going to pick up another 4 points. We have 37 seconds left in this jam, and the Ann Arbor, or not the Ann Arbor, the Naptown pivot turn jammer has still not gotten off the track. There's going to be a whistle blown and a direction of gameplay I'm seeing signaled, and it is to the Naptown pivot turn jammer. So Ann Arbor is on a power jam for the next 15 seconds of this game. The biggest thing is for Nebula to stay clean, so that way they can go ahead and finish this out and start on a power jam. 4 points picked up by Nebula. And with that, the jam comes to its conclusion. The current score right now is 53 Ann Arbor, 25, Naptown. Nebula just got off the track with a 16-point jam. That is just below their current record for this game, which was a 20-point jam, the second jam of this game. Timeout being called by Naptown Roller Derby. That gives both the teams a chance to reset. I'm going to go ahead and read a shout out. That is to Riff Raff. Your shout out says, "Fight the good fight." Remember, we are doing shout outs. That is $1. Head over to the merch table. During this timeout, I'm also going to take a chance to thank our sponsors, Expert Physical Therapy. Want to know the secret behind our strength on the track? Expert Physical Therapy. Their personalized care and focus on injury protection keeps us rolling strong in Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Shout out to the amazing team for being our go-to support system. And Sisu, an astonishingly thin, obnoxiously bright, boomerang-shaped hunk of technology, revolutionizing mouth guards across the universe by offering more protection, less mouth guard. A favorite of Ann Arbor Roller Derby, Sisu, more protection, less mouth guard. Just want to remind you all, we are going to have an after party tonight. Join us immediately after this game at our new after party location. That is going to be at Hearsay Brewing Company at 2350 West Liberty Street, Ann Arbor, Michigan. I like your shoes. That's Crush. I think she is. Ann Arbor Roller Derby is going to start on a power jam with a whistle blown. That is 2013. Buffy, the Slampire skater, will be your jammer. There's going to be 2 penalties called on Ann Arbor. Back to back, that is 2 blockers in the box. Buffy is working their way through and is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor, but Naptown completes a beautiful star pass. BMO passing it to number 85. Oh, shoot. That is Amelia Bikilia. Woo! That was cool. Both jammers threw at the same time, both of them picking up 4 points for each of their teams. Beautiful offense and defense. For those of you that are new, roller derby is a game that you need to play offense and defense. It's not all about holding someone down because there are things happening simultaneously on the track. An official timeout is being called by the non-skating officials. All right, we're gonna try something new. Remember, I told you you're gonna be surprised. So we're gonna try some cheers. When I say A2, you say, what's it, RD? Yeah, A2, and you say RD. Ready? A2, A2, A2. Woo! Okay, I'll get you guys next time. Got it. We'll do you guys next time. All right, on the jam line for Ann Arbor, there's a big old pile up on the track, but it looks like Shelby Cobra is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor. Number 73, Scratcher in the Eye, is your jammer from Naptown. Not your lead jammer, but hot on their tail. Scratcher in the Eye running through, picking up 4 points for Naptown Roller Derby. Naptown doing an incredible job of holding Shelby Cobra back. Ann Arbor trying to play some offense, but they're going to set back up for defense in the back. For Catcher in the Eye, the Scratcher in the Eye is up and out, running, trying to get past Hot Mess, who delivers but that hit was out of play. Scratcher in the Eye is going to be better safe than sorry and not get a track cut penalty. And they're going to reset to the back, and they are through. And they are going to get 4 more points for Naptown. Shelby Cobra is taking a little bit of a beating, but a couple of taps to the hips, and they are going to call out the jam after picking up 4 points for Ann Arbor. Scratching the eye, able to pick up 2 more points for Naptown. All right, we're going to turn the tables. We're going to cheer for Naptown. When I say nap, you say town. Nap, nap, nap. I love it here. This is my favorite. Whistle's going to blow. 187. Whimsical is out. And Riff Raff, your captain, is out for Ann Arbor local team. A little spin, a little slip, a little tumble on the track. But coming out of that is going to be Whimsical as your lead jammer for Naptown. Riff Raff is going to go ahead and go back and reset. Looks like they have the helmet cover off and are looking to do a star pass. Whoop. Whimsical almost sneaks through, but it looks like that was 85 from Ann Arbor. 95, that is Eva Lynn who held that inside line. Whimsical is getting the signal to keep it going. We got this. Riff Raff is out. Not your lead jammer, but is now eligible to score points. Naptown is going to try to shake things up to get them through and score a few more points. Riff Raff attacks to the out and is able to scoot through and get 4 points for Ann Arbor. With the taps to the hips, Whimsical is going to call off that jam. Our current score is 65 Ann Arbor Roller Derby, 45 Naptown Roller Derby with 11 minutes left in this half. Hi, Andrew Potter. I see you. Andrew Potter has been a photographer for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. He's walking over in the hat with the big old camera. He has taken our headshots pretty much every year since we have been a thing. Hey, Andrew Potter. Ooh, first time jamming. And that's going to be Lipstick Riot is your lead jammer for Naptown. Number 33, that is Crown Vic on their second jam for Ann Arbor. Lipstick Riot is out and has scored 4 points for Naptown. Naptown is setting up for the defense. Crown Vic is pushing through, doing a great job at staying in the middle, getting pushed to the inside by Hell No Kitty. Unfortunately, is going to get a penalty sent to the box, but that's okay because the Lipstick Riot is still through. Oh, there is a penalty being called. It looks like Naptown is going to be on a power jam. Crown Vic has picked up a cut track penalty, so they are on their way to the penalty box where they will serve for 30 seconds. Naptown at this point, for those of you that are new, needs to be on the offense. They want to make sure they get as many people out of the way to make sure that their jammer can get through easily. Beautiful offense being paid by 50. That is Shades of Cray. And Lipstick is through again, picking up 4 points. So far, we are at our highest scoring jam this half for Naptown. Sorry, my brain stopped working right then. Ann Arbor Jammer is back in. And Lipstick has come through and is another 4 points. And we are at a tie game right now. 20 points so far on the board. All right, our current score is 69 Ann Arbor Roller Derby, 65 Naptown, but Naptown definitely won that jam. Lipstick Riot putting on astonishing 20 points that game. We have a shout out for the Ann Arbor local team. It says, go local team, you are playing your game. Number 73, scratcher on the eye, ran up that inside line and is out and is your lead jammer. But Buffy, the Slampire skater, is hot on their tail. There is a, okay. A lot of motion going on, but but Scratch on the Eye is going to come out on top, picking up 4 points for Naptown. Unfortunately, that Ann Arbor Jammer is going to pick up a penalty and will be sent to the penalty box. That means that Naptown is on a power jam. Naptown is going to hop on the offense, but shoot, number 1202 from Ann Arbor. That's Patsy Crime. May have committed a crime, but definitely slowed everybody down and reset the pace. Scratch on the Eye is going to take a tumble over number 427, that's Shelby Cropra from Ann Arbor. And it looks like Hot Mess is doing a beautiful job at holding back that jammer. 3 points were scored by the Ann Arbor Jammer before they got that penalty. 4 more points picked up for Naptown. We have a shout out. Rob and Bobby are super cool. Another shout out, Hot Mess Express. Way to hold that inside line. Yes, indeed. A little shuffling on the track. A whistle was blown. Naptown is going to start on a power jam again, and they are smartly putting back out Lipstick Riot, who is their highest scoring jammer. Got a big old hit to the outside and had to reset. Crush slowing them down on the outside again. And 2013 is going to go back to the box with another track cut. And that means that Naptown is going to be on another power jam. Big old hit to the inside from Ann Arbor pivot. Crush, who reset that jammer, is doing a wonderful job at guiding their team. Ann Arbor is doing a great job at holding down the defense, even though they are on a power jam. They are slowing down that jammer. All 4 blockers are back on the track. Ann Arbor doing a great job at not getting multiplayer, not blocking a down player. Hot Mess holding that inside line. Playing down, and we're gonna flip it around. The Naptown Jammer is going to go to the box. Naptown pivot receives a high block. Your Ann Arbor Jammer is not your lead jammer, but is eligible to score points. Ann Arbor is setting up to do some offense. They're gonna provide a little sweep and try to hope that that's enough for Buffy to get out. Naptown did an excellent job at resetting on their defenses, but Buffy's going to run up that inside line and continue to score those points. Ann Arbor is reassembling for the defense as there's 13 seconds left in this jam. Lipstick Riot is back in, and it's once again eligible. They squeak past Ann Arbor and are able to continue to pick up their 4 earned points. A whistle was blown. Somebody's going to the box. Big ol' hit by Hot Mess Express on the outside. Ann Arbor picking up another 4 points. Woo, that was chaotic. That was a lot. Okay. 8 points picked up for Ann Arbor in that jam, 4 points for Naptown. Let's just take a deep breath because that was a lot that happened. Oh, thank God, a timeout. Whew. We have 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in this half of the game. Is everybody having fun? I love it. Me too. Those of you who are new to roller derby, did you know more than you did when you walk in the door now? I'll take it. That's fine. It's a lot happening, but it's fine. You all are doing great. That just means that you're locked in, and don't forget to ask questions. It is okay. This is Ann Arbor Roller Derby's 15th home season this year. So you will see so many different skaters that have been here from the beginning and who may have joined in the middle and who may have joined in the last year, but that's the beauty of roller derby is anybody can skate. Speaking of which, if you see what's happening on the track right now and you're like, I think I want to do that, Ann Arbor Roller Derby is starting a crash course September 2nd where they are going to teach you how to skate, how to play the game. And if you're like, you know what, I want to skate, but maybe I don't want nobody touching me, I feel that. You can be a referee or a non-skating official. All of those positions are important. There is no single most important role in roller derby. It takes everybody on a team to score the points, and it takes the refs and the NSOs to make sure that we can play. So if you want more information, go find the Ann Arbor merch booth, and they will give you some. Number 187, Whimsical, is back up against number 54, Riffraff for Ann Arbor. Riffraff is your lead jammer. Ann Arbor really locking down the defense this half. It looks like the star is off. A whistle is blown. Something is happening, and it is an Ann Arbor blocker going to the box. A successful star pass. Oh, but there is a penalty being called on the Naptown pivot turn jammer, and they are going to go to the box. Naptown blocker returning from the box. However, there are two Ann Arbor blockers sitting in the box now. Riffraff running up the inside line, not to be deterred, picks up 4 points for Ann Arbor. Ooh, a loud cry. Ooh. And a beautiful little matrix move. Riffraff is going to call off the jam before that jammer can come out of the box. A little discussion of who is the jammer, who is the blocker for Naptown, and we will figure this out in just a moment. So far right now, starting our power jam for Ann Arbor, it'll be 7:02. That is Nebula. Ann Arbor is going to start with a full pack, and it looks like BMO, oh, just kidding. There's going to be an official review while the officials talk about what just happened. Our current score is 95, 12 points being picked up in that last jam to 77. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half. Again, just to remind you, if you would like to make a shout out to anybody that is appropriate, you may go to the merch booth and buy one for a singular doll hair. All right, we're going to try this cheer thing again. When I say A2, you say RD, A2. A2. A little more passion. Come on now, more passion, more energy. A2. There it is, A2. A2. Woo! On the jam line for Naptown, it's Scratcher in the Eye, and Nebula for Ann Arbor. Ooh. Scratcher in the Eye is going to take off the helmet cover, which winds up working out in their favor because Nebula is the lead jammer. Now, if that had happened and Nebula had not been the lead jammer or had got a penalty, we would have gone the full 2 minutes. So fun fact, if you remove the star from your helmet before lead jammer is called, you will automatically lose your opportunity to become lead jammer. So if something had happened where Nebula had maybe picked up a penalty or had a no pass, no penalty incident, that jam would have gone for the full 2 minutes without a jammer being able to call it off. We have 1 minute and 37 seconds left on our time clock. 5 seconds is in the air. Lipstick Riot jamming for Naptown, and that is Buffy, the Slampire skater, skating for Ann Arbor. But Lipstick Riot is going to sneak through and be your lead jammer. But Buffy, the Slampire skater, is out and is eligible to score points. Oh, that was too good. Remember, we cheer for cool stuff, and that was cool. In case you missed it, That jammer just faked to the in. Their team did a beautiful sweep from the out, and they were able to get through and score some points. So that is awesome. So we clap for that. When I say nap, you say town. Nap, nap, nap. Woo! Sorry, my voice is fighting for its life. Crown Vic is jamming for Ann Arbor, and Whimsical is jamming for Naptown. Got a lot of movement going on, but Crown Vic almost to the front and is taken down by a Naptown pivot and is forced to reset. Whimsical getting through, and they will be your lead jammer for a Naptown roller derby. At the front, it appears that Naptown and Ann Arbor Pivot are doing a great job at keeping pack. We might have a split pack situation, which we do, which is fine. We're gonna get together, and that's okay. Crown Vic is not your lead jammer. And that's halftime. If you've never been to Bird Park before, if you need to use the restrooms, go through the double doors and straight back. There are multiple restroom options that fit whatever your need is. Make sure that you visit our food vendor, Top Dog, outside. And we will see you back here in 15 minutes. Did everybody make it back? Because I did. We've got a couple more shout outs before we get this game a rolling. It says, "Go Crush. We love you." Absolutely. Nice hits, Hot Mess. Happy 10-year Derbiversary to Hells on Ann Arbor B Team. We love you. All right, just a recap of the first half. There was a decent amount of penalties. We had two really high-scoring jams. One from Nebula on Ann Arbor. That was a 20-point jam during the second jam of the game. Another 20-point jam from Naptown Roller Derby, and that was put up by Lipstick Riot. Scratch Her in the Eye did a 16-point jam. Nebula did another 16-point jam. We're killing it. So we're back, and Crush is going to jam for Ann Arbor for the first time tonight, and Lipstick Riot is going to be back on the floor for Naptown, and it is neck and neck, but Lipstick Riot is your lead jammer. With a smart little tap to the hips, they are going to go ahead and call it off, meaning a 0-0 jam. What a good way to get this game back started. Remember, we do have shout-outs that are available, so if you want to shout out a skater, a friend, anybody, please go up to the Ann Arbor merch booth. They are $1. Don't forget, we also have Top Dog outside that's serving up some delicious dogs. And then we also have Patine, who is selling different beautiful enamel pin sun catchers and derby-themed stickers with a whistle that is going to be Scratcher in the Eye, your lead jammer for Naptown. It looks like Riff Raff is stuck in the pack for Ann Arbor, and somebody over here got a cowbell and didn't tell me anything. It's fine, we're friends. Riff Raff is going to try to slowly and make their way up and through, and they are not your lead jammer, but are now eligible to score points. Scratcher in the Eye is out, and it's going to tap the hips. 4 points for Naptown. All right, are we ready for some fun facts about the team? So Naptown Roller Derby, they are from Indianapolis, Indiana. I kept saying Fort Wayne, but I've been to both, so my bad, yo. So they're from Indianapolis, Indiana, and they were founded in 2006. So for those of you that can count back, I was probably 16 at that time. Ann Arbor Roller Derby was founded in 2010. This is their 15th year. And we've got a little bit of a pile up on the track, a kind of half whistle being blown. We're seeing if somebody did something wrong. That Naptown skater is going to spin around, try to push up the inside, and Nebula is going to be out in your lead jammer. But that is whimsical right there with them. It is neck and neck, a jammer foot race. So we're going to see who's in the better. We have a liftoff from our third beach coach from Ann Arbor saying, "Call it off." Remember, teams, look at your third beach coaches. They are out here working really hard for you, and will levitate if they have to get your attention. Our current score right now is 96-87. We have had no points scored in the first two jams of this game. Up for Naptown is Lipstick Riot, and up for Ann Arbor is Buffy the Slampire skater. Both jammers hit the pack. Buffy at the front first, but it's going to be Lipstick Riot. It's your lead jammer for Naptown. Buffy is stuck behind a three-wall of Naptown skaters that are not making anything easy for them. Big hit to the inside, but that's going to be a track cut penalty picked up by Buffy. And so it's going to be a power jam for Naptown. This is going to be Lipstick Riot's third power jam for Naptown. Naptown has really been taking advantage of the power jams whenever Lipstick Riot is out. But Lipstick Riot has to get past Patsy Crime and Crush and Hazardous Waste, and does, and is going to call off the jam to freeze the jammer in the box, not before picking up 4 points for Naptown. Ann Arbor's going to start with their jammer in the penalty box, but it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-4 for their blockers. That means that Naptown is going to start on the offense, and Ann Arbor is going to have to be completely on the defense. Naptown has chosen field number 73, Scratcher in the Eye, as their jammer, and has to get past that inside, and does. They are your lead jammer for Naptown Roller Derby. Remember, even if this isn't your team, we do in Derby and in all sports cheer for cool stuff that happens. So it doesn't matter if that team is not wearing your colors, we always cheer for cool things. A big old hit to the outside, and Scratcher in the Eye runs up the inside line and collecting 4 points for Naptown. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is back out, trying to battle through that line of Naptown skaters, and they're doing an excellent job of holding it down. Scratcher in the Eye is back, and there is going to be a direction of gameplay penalty called on that Naptown blocker, which is going to take Naptown down 1, but Buffy the Slampire Skater is still out trying to get through. Star is off, but has not made an attempt to pass it to the pivot. With a run of the outside line, Buffy is out, not your lead jammer, but is eligible to score points. Let's see what Naptown decides to do. They're saying, look, and they're going to say, call it. Oh, yeah, smart choice. 12 points picked up in that jam by a Scratcher in the Eye. I think that is their highest scoring jam so far this game. Just kidding, they had a 16-point jam in the first half, so that is their second highest scoring jam of this game. What are you doing, little boy? What are you doing, little boy? Riff Raff and Whimsical out, and Riff Raff is going to take advantage of that beautiful inside line that was opened up, and they are your lead jammer for Ann Arbor. We had a beautiful star pass. Oh my gosh, somebody turned the gas on that Naptown blocker turned jammer. Good God. Riff Raff does the right thing and calls it off because, shoot, Amelia Bekilia was about to kill it, if you know what I mean. Good gracious, a googly moogly. It is going to be 4 points put up, and we are over the century mark for both teams. Ann Arbor Roller Derby sitting at 100, Naptown Roller Derby at 107. Lipstick Riot is back out on the track for Naptown. That's along with Nebula for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Whistle is blown. Lipstick is going to try to take the inside, but Nebula is turning on the afterburners, gets caught up with those Naptown skaters, has returned. A whistle is blown, and Nebula is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Lipstick Riot, oh, a big ol' hit by Crush and Grim Phoenix, sending them back. Nebula through for 4 points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Lipstick Riot says, I'm going to go ahead and fight this through, down on the ground. And oh my goodness, Nebula is out. A little tumble, and that's a hit from number 97. Polygo Fighty at the front, who is up there holding it down, pushing that jammer out. Beautiful. No pass, no penalty is going to be called, and they have scored 4 points for Ann Arbor. The helmet star has been passed to the pivot, and that's Garbage Witch, who is working hard to try to get through that line of Ann Arbor. Nebula is back through, and Lipstick Riot is like, thank goodness I can be a blocker now because I have a score to settle. Nebula on the outside, a little bit of a fall from Polygo Fighty, and they are going to get a low block penalty on that, but that little bumble allows Garbage Witch to get through. Nebula is going to call off the jam. We do have a shout out here. It says, Go Mad Knox. Go Mad Knox. Remember, if you would like to shout out your favorite player, your team, or anyone else, please see Ann Arbor Roller Derby merch booth for those shout outs. Just kidding. Well, we're off. Buffy the Slampire Slayer is out for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Scratcher in the eye, taking a tumble, popping back up, and is out, and is your lead jammer. But Buffy the Slampire Skater is also out and is working hard. And because they are right up on him, Scratcher in the eye says, I'm going to just call this one off. It's good. Another 0-0 jam. But remember, those are strategic. 108, 107 on the board. Ann Arbor Roller Derby in the lead. Official timeout. This game has gotten really close. So if you're new to roller derby, like even if you were to see like a 30-point spread, it's still considered a close game. Like more in like the 50s is where you should start to get worried. Both of these teams are pretty evenly matched, and I believe this is the first time the local team and the Warning Bells have met, but they both are equal as far as skill-wise and tenacity. Their offense and defense has been incredible, and you can see in the second half that both teams have really went back to the locker rooms or locker areas and have gotten themselves together. Both jammers are struggling to get through. I want to say one more thank you this evening, and that is to our EMT and first aid and medics. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you to our medics. They are sitting over there in front of the score board. Oh my gosh, my brain. Give me one moment. Okay, now I'm ready. Thank you to the medics that are sitting over in front of the scoreboard. Without you, we could not be here. Our medics are here from anything from a little cut to a concussion to, goodness forbid, anything else happen. But our medics are definitely dedicated, and we have appreciated them, and they are always here for us. So let's give a round of applause to the medics who are donating their time to make sure that our skaters, refs, and NSOs are safe. During this official timeout, I'm going to go ahead and thank our sponsors again. Expert Physical Therapy. Want to know the secret behind our strength on the track? Expert Physical Therapy. Their personalized care and focus on injury prevention keeps us rolling strong in Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Shout out to the amazing team for being our go-to support system. And Sizu Mouth Guards, an astonishingly thin, obnoxiously bright, boomerang-shaped hug of technology. Revolutionizing mouth guards across the universe by offering more protection, less mouth guards. A favorite of Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Sizu, more protection, less mouth guard. If you've enjoyed your time, you can also join us for the after party after the second game is over. It is at Hearsay Brewing and is at 2350 West Liberty Street, Ann Arbor. Also, if you have fallen in love with roller derby and you're like, you know what, I got to do that to some capacity, Ann Arbor Roller Derby is having what's called a crash course. They will teach you how to skate, the rules, etc. It starts September 2nd, which is next week. Whoa. Well, week after next anyway. But go check out the merch table for more info. 5 seconds in the air, and we are back with Whimsical. And that is 427 Shelby Cobra jamming for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Shelby is up at the front, and Whimsical takes off the helmet star a little bit early. So if Shelby cannot get out and Whimsical cannot get out, there will be no lead jammer, and therefore the jam will go the full 2 minutes. Shelby Cobra is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Whimsical is not your lead, but is eligible to score points. We kind of got a little bit of a bobble going up here, so there is a little push from Hot Mess. Woo! And a big ol' hit to the outside by Raleigh Go Fighty, and that's only 2 points picked up by Ann Arbor Roller Derby. We'd love to see it, and 2 points picked up by Naptown. This is what we want to see. 5 seconds, and we have a Hell No Kitty jamming for Naptown and a Riff Raff. Both of them wearing skirts, which I think is pretty cute because athletic skirts are the dream. Hell No Kitty accelerating to the outside, but it's going to get blocked by that jammer, and they are your lead jammer. Get it, Hell No Kitty. Riff Raff is out. There's a whistle being called. Ann Arbor jammer, I'm sorry, not jammer, pivot and blocker in the box. Hell No Kitty out, picking up 4 points for Naptown Roller Derby. Riff Raff is still stuck in the pack with only 2 blockers to help them out. A multiplayer block is going to be called on somebody. It is a Naptown jammer. Hell No Kitty is going to go ahead and call off the jam. Riff Raff had not yet gotten out, but that is okay. Hell No Kitty had picked up a total of, let's see, 7 points in that half. Naptown is now in the lead. It is 110 Ann Arbor Roller Derby, 116 Naptown, 116 Naptown, and we have 18 minutes and 3 seconds left in this half. Scratcher in the eye up for Naptown, and that is 702 Nebula up for Ann Arbor. Scratcher in the eye and Nebula, pretty neck-on-neck jammers. Nebula had a high-scoring jam at 20 points, and Scratcher in the eye had 16. Scratcher in the eye is your lead jammer for Naptown, but Nebula is out, is not eligible to score points. I'm sorry, is not eligible to be lead, but is now eligible to score points. Scratcher in the eye gets a big hit to the outside, and Nebula is basically able to skate through untouched, besides number 50, Shades of Grey, who was on them in the end. But 4 points were picked up by Nebula, and no points picked up by Scratcher in the eye. 114-16, a 2-point game. Whimsical jamming for Naptown, and that is Buffy the Slampire skater skating for Ann Arbor. Whimsical hit to the outside, to the inside, but it is Buffy as your lead jammer for Ann Arbor. Whimsical is through, but they are not your lead jammer. Buffy is, and Buffy is hitting the pack hard, gets thrown backwards. Oh no, not her. Ooh, a quick little run. With a yell from the outside, they will call it off. Naptown able to pick up 2 points. For those of you who are new to roller derby, when the jammer touches their hips, they must hit them twice before the referee can call them out. So it's beneficial to make your movements big and fast. However, if the opposing jammer skates until the 4th whistle that blows, they are still eligible to score points. Just because that tap is happening does not mean that the jam is over. We have Crush on the line for Ann Arbor, and they are your lead jammer. Lipstick Riot, your jammer for Naptown, not lead, but is now eligible to score points. Both jammers coming in hot. Crush flying up, taking the outside, and Cray slowing them down. Crush is going to pick up 3 points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. None picked up for Lipstick Riot. I'm loving the energy we have right now. The first half was kind of like a test. So this one, you're passing the test. We'll say that was like a practice quiz. This is the quiz. And then the next game will be like the final exam. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you questions. I just want you to cheer really loud. That's all. Raleigh Go Fighty is on their first time jamming for Naptown. They're going to run up the inside line, and they're going to be your lead. But that is Riff Raff jamming for Ann Arbor. That has surpassed them. Raleigh Go Fighty will call off the jam. 0-0 jam. A quick turnover, more 0-0 jams. this half than we did in the first. These teams are neck and neck, and so they're wanting to try to control the clock as much as possible when they have the advantage to. 121 Ann Arbor, 118. Remember, if you're new to roller derby and you have questions, there are plenty of people walking around with Ann Arbor shirts on. There is someone walking around with an Ask Me About Roller Derby sign, and they will be more than happy to answer any or all questions that you have. Scratcher in the eye running up the inside line, but getting stopped by 427. That's Shelby Cobra, but it looks like Nebula is once again your lead jammer for Ann Arbor roller derby. Scratcher in the eye is stuck, and it looks like we're going to have a successful star pass to the Naptown pivot. That is number 50. Ann Arbor's going to call off that jam, but not before they pick up. Only those 4 points. That's fine. We got some camaraderie on the track, a fist bump between the two jammers. Believe it or not, while rivals on the track, they also appreciate when everybody does cool stuff. If you get hit down, you can easily acknowledge, like, dang, that was really good. I wasn't paying attention. I deserved that one. Lipstick Riot is your jammer for now. A big old hit by Crush, sending Lipstick Riot flying. Beautiful. And that is, Buffy is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor roller derby. Beautiful run up. And it is going to be a power jam for Ann Arbor roller derby. Naptown blocker in the box, so it's going to be pretty advantageous this time. Buffy going up against Hell No Kitty, and that is BMO, and number 57, that is Robin Daggers. And then Ann Arbor is going to just, let that blocker go past. It's fine, it's cool, because that's 135, and that is, but there is going to be a direction of gameplay called on the Naptown pivot, and it's Hell No Kitty, and they're going to go to the penalty box. A hard-earned 4 points picked up by Buffy, but Lipstick Riot is back out and a big old pileup. But Grin Phoenix is back on it, as well as 85. Or that's 95. 85. Who's 85? Anyways, we're back at it. Buffy is going to go ahead and call off that jam. All right, we have a couple more shout-outs. Let's go 104 Witchy, bring the heat. Let's go Pain. Let's go Naptown. Go Luscious. Keep going. You got this. Whistle blows, and that is Crown Vic on the jam for Ann Arbor, and that's number 50. That's Shades of Cray. Their first time jamming for Naptown, and they are your lead jammer. Shades of Cray previously jammed as a star pass, as a pivot who took a star pass. It looks like Crown Vic is stuck, but they are going to go to the penalty box for a track cut, and Shades of Cray is going to be on a power jam for Naptown roller derby. So now Ann Arbor needs to lock down their defense to make sure to staunch the points that are being earned by this team. Eyes need to be everywhere because Naptown blew that inside one wide open, and Shades of Cray was able to skate right through, picking up 4 points for Naptown. Naptown doing an incredible job at keeping their offense up. 85 takes out number 85 in the back, and Shades of Cray is through again. Whistle is blown. And somebody should be going to the box. It is going to be the pivot for Ann Arbor, and that is okay. A little pile up in the front, another whistle being blown. Somebody else is going to the box. And it's going to be 85 from Ann Arbor. Another whistle blown. Somebody else is going to the box, but Shades of Cray has picked up another 4 points for Naptown. We have 26 seconds left in this jam. Crown Vic is not through just yet. Ooh, big old hit. Uh-oh. Looks like we are okay, but that jam is over. 16 points picked up by Shades of Cray, and that is going to send Naptown into a lead change, 133 to 134. A big old hit delivered to that Ann Arbor jammer on the far corner. Our medical staff is already on it and is taking them off to get evaluated. We love to see it. Thank you, medical staff. It makes us feel super confident that we know that we have somebody to pick us up when we fall inevitably in Derby. 9 minutes and 23 seconds left. I can tell you these next 9 minutes are definitely going to be really rough. Both of these teams are hungry for a win, and now that they've figured each other out, we're going to see a lot of changes in maybe the jammer rotation, a lot of changes in the blocker rotation, maybe jammers going back to back. So buckle up for the next 10 minutes. Neither one of these teams is going to take the L without a fight. Just to remind you, coming up, this is a double header, so we do have another game immediately after this. It's going to be Ann Arbor Roller Derby's B team, and they're going to be versus Naptown Roller Derby's Tornado Sirens. Yeah, woo, more roller derby. Aren't we so excited? Okay, let's try this again. There's going to be another roller derby game coming up after this. It's going to be Ann Arbor Roller Derby B team versus the Naptown Roller Derby Tornado Sirens. That's much better. Okay, so we're kind of getting like a C right now. I need us to at least be like at a B plus by the end of this, okay? I am a flexible grader. So we were on an official timeout, and now we are having an official review that is being called by, it appears, one of the teams. I can't tell you who. Naptown has called an official review. So during an official review, it's definitely like any other sports review where they will go and they will challenge a call that was made or a call that wasn't made. The refs will discuss, and then somebody will tell me what happened, and we will either see someone get a penalty or something else happen. I was like, I know he's around here somewhere. Great. Thank you. I was like, just fine. I'm just hungry. Do you want to go? We have a line shop. I have like two hot dogs. Ketchup and mustard. Yes. Can I have barbecue chips? He's like, where are you going? Wait a minute. Yes, I have a big old pile of them. All right, now that I have the official word from Boz Kitty, Naptown Roller Derby was challenging a lack of a cut call on that Ann Arbor jammer during that last few seconds of the game, of the last jam. However, the blocker that was trying to draw the cut had reached a point where they were out of play. So because they were out of play, that jammer could enter legally without penalty. So we call that a no pass, no penalty. Naptown will not retain their official review. And we continue. Riff Raff is out jamming for Ann Arbor Roller Derby, and that is Scratcher in the Eye out jamming for Naptown, and Scratcher in the Eye is your lead jammer. And Riff Raff is through, not your lead jammer, but is eligible to score points. But Scratcher in the Eye is going to tap their hips and call off the jam. Sorry, I got distracted by a child who's adorable. Lipstick Riot is your jammer for Naptown Roller Derby, but Nebula is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Lipstick Riot has passed it to Hell No Kitty, who has gotten hit out, but it deems that hit was out of bounds, and so Hell No Kitty is not your jammer, or it's not your pivot anymore, but is your jammer for Naptown. Nebula is going to call off the jam before Hell No Kitty can pick up any points. Nebula, oh no. There was 4 picked up by each team in that game. Our current score is 137, Ann Arbor Roller Derby, 142. We have 7.5 minutes left in this half, and like I said, this is not going to just be a blowout. Both teams are very hungry for this win, so I would hang on until maybe like the last jam before I put my bets on anyone. Buffy the Slampire Skater is out, but Scratcher in the Eye is your lead jammer from Naptown Roller Derby. Buffy the Slampire Skater getting sent back, and that Naptown pivot is going to get sent to the box for a forearm penalty. Scratcher in the Eye is through, getting some assistance on the inside, but Buffy is through, not lead, but is eligible to score points. Another Naptown blocker is going to go to the penalty box. Scratcher in the Eye is going to call off that jam. 3 points picked up for Naptown, but Ann Arbor is going to start on an advantage with all 4 blockers, and Naptown having 2. Lipstick Riot is going to be your jammer for Naptown, and Shelby Cobra will be your jammer for Ann Arbor. Whistle is blown. Both skaters trying to find their way through. A little tumble in the back, and Lipstick Riot is out, is your lead jammer for Naptown. Shelby Cobra making their way through. Is out, but not your lead. A Naptown pivot returns from the box. Naptown now having a 3-4. There's a hit, another hit. And Hot Mess doing a great job at pushing that blocker into their own jammer. The whistle is going to blow, but not before Ann Arbor is able to pick up 3 points to match Naptown's 3. A 3-3 jam. Whistle blows, and that is Riff Raff and Shades of Cray jamming for Naptown and Ann Arbor. Shades of Cray stuck in the back behind Crush, Grim Phoenix, 9-11 and 85, and Riff Raff is going to be your lead jammer for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Shades of Cray hit to the outside by Crush, who has been a pretty dynamic blocker and jammer for Ann Arbor this game. Riff Raff going to go straight up the middle, take the hit, but back up and recover, and that is 4 points picked up for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. It looks like the helmet cover is off. We are attempting a star pass. It looks as though the Naptown, woo! Yeah, that was good. The Naptown pivot got it, but got spun out by Riff Raff. Ann Arbor defense locking it down. Crush being the last line of defense. A little tumble, but that's okay. Whimsical is up. and is ready to score points. A direction of gameplay is being called on a Naptown blocker, and Riffraff will call off that jam. No points picked up for Naptown, a quick 8, and we have a lead change, 148-144 with 3 minutes and 48 seconds left. Like I said, it's gonna be a nail biter, folks, so like buckle up, because the last few jams are gonna be crazy. Thank you so much. God bless you. It's fine, I don't even care. Nebula is out on the jam line for Ann Arbor, and Scratcher in the Eye is up for Naptown. Nebula taking a big tumble to the outside, going to go and reset behind the Naptown blocker. Whistle is blown. Someone's going to the box, but it is, at the end of it all, it's going to be Scratcher in the Eye, who is your lead jammer for Naptown. Nebula has taken off the star. However, their pivot has gone to the box, so they are on their own. But Nebula is through and eligible to score points for Ann Arbor. Scratcher in the Eye is going to call off that jam. Let's see. We have a tie game. 148-148. We have a tie game. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Lipstick Riot on the line for Naptown, and that is Buffy the Slampire Slater. But Lipstick Riot is your lead jammer for Naptown Roller Derby. Is out and eligible to score points. Buffy is running, trying to get away from that pivot. A tumble is taken, and they are up. Not your lead, but Lipstick Riot is already through and has picked up 4 points for Naptown, and Naptown is saying, run that thing. We are going to play the clock to our advantage because right now we are in the lead. But Buffy running around the outside is able to pick up 4 more points for Ann Arbor. Lipstick Riot also has picked up 4 points for Naptown. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the official time, and 1 minute, just under a minute left on the first one. Big hits, big crashes to the ground. A whistle is blown as a Naptown blocker going to the box. But up out front, it is a Lipstick Riot. Buffy being stuck behind number 97 back there. Having a hard time with Hell No Kitty, but is out. Has picked up 4 more points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. As of right now, Naptown is winning the jam because they are up 12 points to Ann Arbor's 8. Lipstick is back up. Ann Arbor pivot all over them. A combo, back up. Buffy is out and is trying to get through. Sneaking around on the outside. Lipstick Riot is up and through. And has picked up another 4 points for Naptown. Buffy stuck up in the front against Hell No Kitty. Has also picked up 4 more points for Ann Arbor Roller Derby. 12 seconds left in the jam. Someone has got a penalty, but Lipstick Riot is going to get through and pick up 4 more points. The jam has been called, and we will wait and see what happens. A timeout being called for Ann Arbor. So for those of you that are new and maybe those of you that I forgot, Roller Derby works with, we have the jam time, which runs at kind of on the 2-minute interval, but then we also have the official time. And so if the clock ends where it did and we only had like 13 seconds left on the official time, it is advantageous to call a timeout because then you are guaranteed 1 more jam. And then when that happens, the official time will run out, and it is up to the jammers and the blockers who are currently on the track to decide the fate of the game. So we will definitely get 1 more jam here. We have Crush jamming for Ann Arbor Roller Derby and Scratcher in the Eye jamming for Naptown. Everybody everybody is locked and loaded. We're still on that timeout, so everybody just chill for like a moment. It's okay. Save your energy for then. I'm just going to let y'all watch it. I'm not even going to talk this time. You don't need me to tell you anything. We're on a power jam for Ann Arbor. Four points picked up by Crush. Penalty confusion on the track as the blockers try to figure out who it is that's called. Crush is getting caught up with the blockers over here, but it's 3 for 8. We have another tie game. Scratcher is through, able to score points, but Crush has picked up. Oh, big tumble. Scratcher is here for 4 points. We are back on a tie game, but Crush is a lap ahead of Scratcher. It looks like with a tap to the hip, she's going to call off the game. All right, friends and family, I know we are so excited, but I need you all to hold off for just 1 more minute. And the last few seconds, do not approach the track yet. Thank you. In the last few minutes, we have to allow the officials to calculate the score and go over to make sure that they have not missed anything. When you hear your 1 round whistle, that signifies that we are done. You may approach the orange track line and stand on the outside of it to high-five the skaters, okay? Everybody is welcome to do that, but after the resounding roll whistle, just like that. And it looks like with the official score of 176-172, Ann Arbor Roller Derby local team is your winner. Ann Arbor Roller Derby, take your lap. Let's also give it up for Naptown Roller Derby warning bells, who have gave us an excellent game. Naptown Roller Derby warning bells, take your lap. All right, excellent job, both teams. Let's hear it one more time for Ann Arbor Roller Derby and Naptown Roller Derby for giving us such an incredible game. If you want to see round 2, stick around. We have the Ann Arbor Roller Derby B team versus the Naptown Roller Derby Tornado Sirens coming up in about 15 to 20 minutes. Both the teams are going to take the track to warm up, so this is the perfect time to go get some food, go take a bathroom break, all the et ceteras, and we will see you back here shortly. Oh. Also, if you're hungry, the hot dog place is leaving at 7:30. It is 7:12, so if you're hungry, go now.